All right, hey guys, welcome back. So in this lesson, I don't know if I want to call this a lesson, but in this video, in this piece, we're going to be getting ready to have MySQL interact with a web server and a database. So we're going to install Apache and MySQL, and then the connector, the PHP MySQL connector. So there's so many different ways that PHP works with a lot of different things. Like it'll work with a lot of different web servers and a lot of different databases. There's so many that there's no way I can cover how to install PHP for all different combinations of operating systems, web servers, databases, and whatever. So just for this one, I'm going to be doing PHP on Linux with Apache and MySQL, or more specifically, the MariaDB implementation of MySQL. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. MariaDB is a free implementation or free open source version of MySQL. So we're going to start the easy way to do this. If you're not using, say, like an Amazon VM or something, I know Amazon charges money, or Linode, or Kamatora, whatever your favorite VM hosting provider is. The easy way to do this is to install a VM on your personal computer. Oracle makes free software called VirtualBox that makes it real easy to install a VM on a computer. It's a free thing. It's fairly easy to install. So I would recommend, if you don't want to use Amazon or Linode or whatever or if you don't have a Linux box, a dedicated Linux box, download that software and install it, and then install Linux into it. In my example, I'm using Fedora, just because it happens to be what I already have. If you want to use CentOS or Ubuntu or Debian, that's totally up to you. There are going to be some differences, though, in some of these commands and how they work, just like the installing commands and how to start services and stuff. So anyway, all right, 1 second. Oh, my nose itches and I gotta scratch it off camera. All right, that's better. All right, so we already have PHP installed. Well, I don't know how you have PHP installed, but so we're gonna start by installing Apache. Now, this actually works in both CentOS, Red Hat, and Fedora. Yum install -y httpd. All right, it's already installed, so didn't have to do anything. Now we need to do two things. We want to start that service if it's not already started, and then we want to enable that service in systemd or systemctl, so that it automatically starts every time the system is booted. So that means as soon as the system's booted, it'll automatically start and be running for us. And then we need to update the firewall to allow port access to the HTTP and HTTPS port, and then we want to reload the firewall. So otherwise we won't be able to access it and see what's going on. All right, and in my case, it's already enabled, so it doesn't need to do anything. So PHP does not natively connect. PHP by itself, when we install PHP, we don't automatically get the MySQL connectors, so we need to install those so that we can connect to a MySQL database. For Fedora, this is PHP common and PHP-MySQL ND. In CentOS or Red Hat, it's not going to have the ND, and I don't know for Ubuntu or Debian family what that is, but it would just be PHP-MySQL. So may need to experiment a little. We're going to install those guys, and it's going to install whatever dependencies with it. And now our next step is there's two parts to the MySQL. there's the MySQL server and MySQL client. And I keep saying MySQL, even though you're reading right here, it says MariaDB server and MariaDB. MySQL is owned by Oracle, and it's a commercial product. When Oracle bought MySQL, there was a group of people that took over the free development of MySQL and renamed their project MariaDB. So if you want the free one, that's what this is. That's what I'm using, is MariaDB. So even though I say MySQL, it's called MariaDB. So install that. We're installing both. There's a client piece and a server piece. The client piece allows us from the command line to connect to the database server itself, or to the database itself. All right, so now we're going to, as before, we're going to start the Maria database and enable it to be started automatically at system boot, because we want it to be automatically started. Now, we need to, installing the database software is one thing. We've done that. We've got that. We're good. We need to set a root password on the database so that we can log in. And it's gonna, this script, this MySQL secure installation script, is gonna configure some basic security stuff for us, and it's gonna configure our MySQL connector. I'm gonna just give a password. I'm just gonna take all the defaults because I don't even know. I'm giving it a super secure password 12345, and then I'm basically just going through all the different, whatever the defaults are, I'm taking the defaults. So now we've installed the MySQL database and we've created a root user and taken care of some basic security stuff. We need to create a database. So there's a difference between the database software and a database. We can have multiple databases inside of our MySQL, or we can just have one. It's up to us. Right now, we're going to just create one. So we're going to log in as root to the MySQL database, MySQL -u root, and I think that's it. And it just let me log in. It didn't even prompt for a password, which is not good. It should have. But we're going to create a database. Create database. In this case, we're going to be making just like the very beginning of what we'll call a social media site. And I'm calling this one Friend Place. I don't know if that's a real thing or if I'm stepping on someone's copyright or not. I hope not. We're just calling it Friend Place. Okay, so in this case, I already created a database called Friend Place. But you get the idea because I'm filming backwards. So then we need to, now that we have a database, we need to create a user that can access that database. We don't want to use the root user basically for anything other than creating a database or creating users. So, and this is going to give the same message because I already did this. Oh, maybe not. So grant all privileges on the Friend Place database to F user at localhost identified by, that's my password with grant option. So that creates not only does that create a user that has access to that database, but it gives them all permissions. So it can read, write, update, delete tables, create tables, everything we're going to want to do, right? And it's not super secure, but right now we're learning how to do it, not necessarily how to make it secure. Flush privileges. And exit, and then we want to connect to our database as our F user just to verify that we can connect. So MySQL -u F user -p and then the database name. The -p is going to have us prompt for a password. I believe the password was 12345. So show databases. So cool. So now we can see our databases. We verified that it works, and we should be good. So awesome. I will put this. This is up on the. This should be up. This will be up on the website, so you can see it and view it, and not have to try and like scroll back through the video and pause and type stuff, you should be able to just copy and paste. Hopefully that'll make it easier for you. So, all right, awesome. I will see you guys on the next one. Cool.